Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do Leetcode daily challenge question, power of 3. So basically this is easy level question. So surely the way it is written like that way only directly we would be required to do. So let us go ahead. So we are given an integer n, return true if it is a power of 3, otherwise return false. An integer n is a power of 3 if there exists an integer x such that n equals to 3 raised to power x. So it is clearly written it is 3 raised to power x, not minus 3 raised to power x, right? Although you can check here the constraints are given as minus 2 raised to power 31 till 2 raised to power 31 minus 1. Basically n could be a negative integer also and positive integer also, and the range is about 2 raised to power 31. But it is clearly mentioned that it is power of 3, not the power of negative 3. So you'll get to know soon what I really want to hint over. But let us go through the nice solution of this question first. So because they have given us follow-up that could you solve it without using loop or recursion. So first let's start with the loop and recursion, then we'll check that how we can do without loop or recursion. So now comes the part. I would have already hidden it, but it's alright. So for loop, you can see first thing is that about how we can do this question. Means when n equals to 27, how would you know that this is power of 3? We can write this as 3 raised to power 3, right? Then n equals to 0. We can't write it as the power of 3, right? Right? So that's why we are returning true. Now how we get this? We get this by simply doing n modulo 3 and until we do modulo 3 equal to 0, and we do all this until that 3 exists. Means while basically that n by 3 exists, if that exists then we are doing this particular thing, and at the end we would be returning that with if the n equals to 1, that is if n equals to 1, that simply means that it was divisible by 3, that's why it is returning that. If it is equal to 0, that simply means that it was not able to be divisible by 3, that's why now n has become 0. So this is how we would be doing with the loop. Now comes the part for recursion. In recursion, we would be simply the way we are doing in our loop, we will be simply see what we do in our loop, that while n by 3 exists, that is the thing which we are doing, right? And in that we are basically doing this particular operation, right? So this particular operation can be done easily over and over again, but we are doing this particular operation in our loop, means doing it again and again, and that we could replace by our recursion, our recurrence ratio. Basically this loop, this particular condition itself will be acting as a loop condition. So in that manner we could easily convert this into our recursive solution. So these were about the recursive solution and our loop solution. Now comes the part that how we can do without loop. So see, the thing is that it is basically about 3 raised to power, means we need to calculate until we get to 3 raised to power 31, right? We are required to calculate till that much so that we have something as the power of 2. Here we are given that we are required to go till 2 raised to power 31, right? So that's why what we would be doing is for getting the power of till 31. So reaching that position, we are basically checking, means when we check this particular and calculated 3 raised to power 31, then it comes out to be something who is raised to power 14 and some days is there. So in that manner only, then I took for the 3 raised to power 60, and there I got this 28 and some days here. So in that manner, what I would be doing is I will be going from I equals to 0 till 31, means I less than equals to 31, and I would be calculating whatever power of 3 are there. I will be simply putting that into my unordered set so that I could check that whatsoever n is being given to me, is that really present in my set or not. Means basically a pre-computation I would be doing, so that without even using a loop or without even using a recursion, I could directly get my answer. But now comes the part that we are using some extra space, and what about the space complexity? So the thing is that we are basically doing all this computation till a specific number only. So that's why we can consider that particular space which we are acquiring as this constant space. So that's why the space complexity in this case becomes order of 1 only. And the time complexity also becomes order of 1, just because of the fact because we are already pre-calculating it, means basically doing multiplying it again and again, and thus it is a pre-calculation itself. So that's why it is order of 1. And then after pre-calculation we are just doing a lookup in an unordered map, that is also of order of 1 solution. So that's why the time complexity becomes order of 1. So this is how we can do without using any loop or any recursion. So let me show you that how we are required to code this particular solution. So here comes the part for the loop. So the time complexity is basically log of 3n, and the space complexity is order of n. Because in loop we are using nothing. So this is a thing that if n doesn't exist, that is n equal to 0, then we would be directly returning false. Else we will take that while n percentage 3 equals to 0 exists, then we would be directly dividing it by 3. Or other way around also we can do. These both of the conditions would exist the way I was explaining, and then at the end we would be returning n equals to 1. That simply means that if, because we are basically dividing it by 3, right? So till what left at the end, it is always the 1, right? So if 1 exists, it simply signifies that it is divisible by 3. Else it won't be divisible by 3, then 0 would be there. And recursion, again the thing which we were using in this while loop, we are using that particular here, and then because this was the thing which we are doing again and again, so we are using that particular thing in our recurrence relation. So that's the thing here. And here again, if n is less than or equals to 1, then we would be returning that if n equals to 1, that simply means that it is divisible by 3, because here you can see if we are having 27, right? So recursively we will be dividing by 3, now it comes 9, now 9 will be divided by 3, now it comes 3, now 3 would be divided by 3, now it comes 1. So at the end what is there? It is 1, right? Because it was divided by 3. So that's why if n equals to 3 is there, then it will be returning true. If we take other way around, if we say 28 and let us divide it by 3, then what is the nearest one which comes? Means this one is only there, right? So if we divide 28 by 3, then what would be there? First thing is that it won't be divisible either. So 8 would be there, 8 point something would be there, right? It will be something like this, and then again we will be doing, then it would be something like means 6 point something would be there, which I will be dividing, but it would be point, right? Then again I will be dividing, then 2 point something would be there, right? Now it is somehow, now again when I divide, now it becomes 0 point something, means something, I don't know what exact would be there. So that's why here you can see that now it is not equals to 1, right? So either we would be having this 1 or we would be having 0 point something, or you can say 0. So that's what we are taking here. So now comes the part about how we are required to do without loop or recursion. So I am taking another set, and in that what I am doing, I am starting from 0. My power of 3 is equal to 1, just because of the fact earlier we were just dividing it from 27 and going till 1. Now we are going from 1 to 27, that's what we are doing. So power of 3 I'm going till 60. I'd already explained the reason why I took 60, so that I could get the power of 31. Not power of 31, basically in the exponential I could get 31, because as I calculated, it was like when I calculate 3 raised to power 31, then I got something as with some base and 28 as the power. So power in this is 28 as the exponent number. So that's why I just took 60, and then I plus plus, so that this could become 1, 2, 3, the simple logic of loop. And then power of 3, that also I'm calculating here itself, because in this loop only when we are initializing here, we can also do this also the way we are doing I plus plus. So that's why power of 3 would be calculated, and side by side I will be inserting the same into my unordered set. And at the end, after this loop ends, then it will check that if we are able to find this particular n in this particular set, then it's good to go, else it will return false, because this is the condition of returning true or false. So that's how this particular will work. So this was all about today's question. If you have any doubt, you could comment it down. So yeah, this was all. Thank you.